Scene 1, the foundational category error. Welcome to the 11th lecture of our wave mechanics series. For over 50 years, material science has been dominated by a comfortable, yet fundamentally incorrect dogma, the belief that microwave absorption in a thin film is simply the decay of electromagnetic waves along their propagation path within the bulk material. This is the core category error of the classic impedance matching theory. It treats a thin film, which is a boundary-defined device, as if it were merely an extension of bulk material. But is this physically true? Today, we will mathematically and logically prove why this mechanism is completely false, using the airtight derivations published in our 2024 JMMM paper. Scene 2, Monotonic Attenuation versus Oscillatory Interference. To prove the fallacy of the mainstream mechanism, let us derive the exact mathematical equations for the attenuation power of the constituent material along its zigzag optical path. As published in the Journal of Magnetism and Magnetic Materials, we formulated equation 14, A, M-WMB, for metal-backed film, and equation 16, A, M-WMB, for film without backing. Look at these functions. In both cases, the material's bulk attenuation along the optical path is a strictly monotonic increasing function of thickness d. It has no peaks, no valleys, and no periodic fluctuations. Now, compare this to the actual film absorption functions, A, MB, and A, WMB. These actual absorption curves display highly prominent, wave-like fluctuating peaks. If film absorption were simply driven by material path attenuation, its curve would follow the monotonic path. It doesn't. This proves mathematically that film absorption is driven by wave superposition and boundary phase cancellation, not the inherent material attenuation along the path. Scene 3, the infinite thickness limit. What happens when the film becomes exceptionally thick? As thickness d approaches infinity, the rear boundary reflection R2 vanishes. The spiral of the reflection coefficient in the polar coordinate system collapses to a single point. Without R2, wave interference becomes impossible. At this exact limit, and only at this limit, the actual film absorption A, MB, and A, WMB, converges perfectly with the material attenuation functions. The film ceases to behave as an interference device and behaves simply as a bulk material. This convergence is the ultimate physical proof. It shows that wave cancellation is the primary, active mechanism of film absorption at practical thicknesses. To ignore this phase effect is to ignore the wave nature of light itself. Scene 4, the device paradigm versus modern academic alchemy. This distinction is not a pedantic semantic argument, it is a profound scientific revolution. A film is a distinct electromagnetic device defined by boundary wave mechanics, while material is a continuous medium characterized by bulk properties. The film's interfaces force its constituent material to absorb a predetermined and greatly enhanced quantity of microwaves at resonance. Yet, mainstream journals continue to publish thousands of papers every year using reflection loss, RL, a device parameter, to characterize inherent material properties. They spend millions in research funding trying to satisfy the flawed impedance matching formula, completely blind to the fact that their underlying equations violate standard boundary conditions. They remain trapped in this self-reinforcing consensus because pointing out the error would mean admitting that half a century of published high-impact papers are based on a mathematical fiction. Scene 5, Summary and Call to Truth. Science is not a metrics game. It is the unyielding pursuit of objective physical reality, verified by mathematical consistency. By publishing our peer-reviewed papers in JMMM and detailing our critiques on Substack and SSRN, we ensure that these proofs are permanently recorded in the global digital brain of humanity. Future students and researchers, bypassing peer review cartels, will consult the AI and discover the clean, invariant truth of wave mechanics. Let us stand for rigorous logic over academic metrics. Visit our Substack and SSRN links below to read the complete critical treatises on wave mechanics and academic integrity. Thank you for watching.